Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn a poem from 10th standard textbook. The title of the poem is A Teenager's Prayer. The poem is written by the poet J. Morse. Let's see the poem on page number 3. The poem is about a teenager's prayer. A teenager is praying to God. Friends, teenage is the age group between 13 to 19 years. Teenage is very important in everyone's life because it decides our future. In our teenage, if we go on the right way and spend our teenage years in doing good deeds and great things, our life will be successful. We will lead a happy life, better life. But if we go on the wrong way and spend our teenage years in doing bad things in wrong companies, our life will be lead into distress. And there it will be difficult for us to come back on the right way. So, the poet is speaking as if he is a teenager. He wants God's help to lead him to do the right things, to show him the right way of life. A teenager's mind is full of creative ideas. He has so many new ideas. He is eager to do new things, but in this eagerness, there is possibility of a teenager to fall in bad companies. He might go on the wrong way. So he prays God to show him the right way, the proper way. So this is the central idea of this poem. Let's come to the poem, stanza number 1. We will see the line by line meaning. Stanza number 1. Each day brings new beginnings. Decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. Friends, in this stanza, the poet speaks as if he is a teenager. He wants to tell the condition of his mind in a very delicate time of his life. You know, friends, teenage years is a delicate time of everyone's life. So he is telling us that every day, each day, he has new beginnings. And each day, he has to do new things. He has new decisions to take, whether the decisions are easy or difficult, whether the decisions are wrong or right. But he has to choose what way he is going to walk further. Stanza number 2. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success, or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. In this stanza number 2, the teenager is trying to tell the dilemma of his mind. Dilemma is a condition. In that state, a person can't decide which way to choose. There are two options before a person, and he can't choose one option between the two. In the second stanza, the teenager is confused. He can't decide which way to go. Before him, in front of him, there are two ways. One way goes to great success. If he goes on the right way. And if he chooses to do hard work with great thoughts, he can lead to the successful way. But when he looks at the other way, that goes to the great distress. He doesn't want to get failure in his life, so he is praying God to help him to choose the right way of life. In this stanza number 2, the teenager is in dilemma. He can't decide which way to follow, which is the proper way for him. He is unable to decide the way. Stanza number 3. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. Friends, in the 3rd stanza, the teenager prays God. He requests God to help him to make him wise. Please open up my eyes, means make me wise. Oh Lord, dear Lord, make me wise. In this line, the teenager is directly connecting to the God. He is directly talking to God. He is requesting God to help him, to make him wise and see the things in life clearly. He, without any partial thoughts, he wants to see the clear things in his life. He requests God to help him to stand only on the right way and to do the right things only, because he wants to bring the best thing within himself. He wants to bring the best qualities within himself. So he is requesting God to help him to do the right things in life only. The 3rd stanza shows that the teenager doesn't want to make any mistake in his life. He wants so much to be a successful person in his life. But this age is so much confusing that he can't control the emotions. In this age, the teenager's mind is full of emotions, so many feelings. And in that feelings, in that eagerness, he has a doubt. There is a possibility to commit any mistake. But he wants to avoid all these things and to become a successful person in his life. So he needs the help of God in this very delicate time of life. Friends, we will come to stanza number 4. Help, Lord, to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. In the 4th stanza, the teenager wants strength and power from God. He requests God, oh Lord, oh God, give me strength and power. For what purpose he needs the strength and power? He needs the strength and power from God to avoid the temptation that comes in his way, that comes in his life. He wants to avoid the temptation, all kind of temptation. He wants to say no to the temptation, because the tempting things can lead him into great distress. And he is not ready to spoil his life by choosing this wrong way. He doesn't want to become a victim of temptation. He, no doubt, the age matters. He is on this step of age that attracts him to the tempting things in life. But he prays God to give him strength and power to say no to the temptation, to avoid temptation. He prays God to help him to be clean and fit. He requests God to help him to be clean and healthy, to be clean and strong, not only physically but also internally. He wants his body and soul to be clean. He wants his body and soul to be away from any tempting things. So he prays God to help him to be clean, not only outwardly but internally also. He wants to be clean physically as well as he wants to be clean internally. It means a lapse of thought. He doesn't want to be inside him that is very bad. He wants his thoughts clean. He wants his body clean. So he requests God to help him to be clean and stay away from the tempting things. This is the meaning of fourth stanza, my friends. Now we will proceed to the last stanza. When my teenage years are over, the teenager says, when my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. Walking next to me. Very nice stanza. In the last stanza, the teenager says, when he will come out of his teenage years, it means when his teenage years will over and he will come out from it, he will grow up and become a successful person. He says that he will be happy to know that life he lived is very best. He spent his teenage years in doing good deeds and achieving great things. And he also says that he became a successful person at the end of life, but only because of the God who showed him the right way and gave him the right guidance to do the right things in his life. In this way, the teenager prays God to help him, to show him the right way. He doesn't want to choose the wrong way. He doesn't want to get failure in his life. He wants to become a successful person, a very great person in his life. In this way, we have seen the meaning of the poem line by line. I think you will understand it. Now, we will see the poem again. Come to the figure of speech. The poet has used so many figure of speech in this poem to make the poem pleasant, to give the poem a rhythmatic effect. So stanza number 1. Come to stanza number 1. Line number 2. Decisions I must make. Decisions I must make. This is the line. Decisions I must make. When we read this line, we come to know that the word order the poets used is not correct. The correct word order is I must make decisions. The correct word order is I must make decisions. So it is inversion. The figure of speech is inversion. The figure of speech is inversion. Then stanza number 2. Line number 1. I can choose to take the road of life. I can choose to take the road of life. I can choose to take the road of life. The road of life. Here there is implicit comparison. So the figure of speech is metaphor. The figure of speech is metaphor in this line. Same stanza and line number 3. Or travel down the darkened road. Or travel down the darkened road. Or travel down the darkened road. Down the darkened road. Sound D is repeated. Sound D is repeated for pleasant effect. So the figure of speech is alliteration. Figure of speech is alliteration. Sound D is repeated. Stanza number 3. And line number 1. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord. Dear Lord. In this line, the poet is directly connecting to God. So, the figure of speech is apostrophe. Figure of speech is apostrophe. The poet is directly connecting to God. He is directly addressing to God, "Oh Lord, dear Lord." So, the figure of speech is apostrophe. In this way, we have seen the figure of speech in this poem. Next, we will proceed to the rhyme scheme. When we look at the poem, there are 5 stanzas in this poem. Each stanza contains 4 lines. In the first stanza, the rhyming lines are number 2, line number 2 and line number 4 is rhyming. Make and take are the rhyming words. So, the rhyme scheme: beginning, make, choose, take. These are the ending words I have written on the blackboard. Beginning, make, choose, take. Make and take are the rhyming pairs. Beginning A, make B, choose C and take B. So the rhyme scheme is AB, CB, AB, CB. When we see the second stanza, The rhyming lines are line number 2 and 4. Success, distress. So the same rhyme scheme is there in stanza number 2 also. A, B, C, B. Stanza 3, 4, 5. All this stanza, when we read the ending words of the lines, we will come to know that the lines 2 and 4 are the rhyming lines. Line number 2 and 4 are the rhyming lines. And words are rhymed with each other. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B throughout the poem. Friends, let's come to the exercise. Question number 1. What is the age group of the speaker in the poem? What is the age group of the speaker in the poem? I had told you at the very beginning that the age between 13 to 19 is considered as a teenage. What is the age group of the speaker in the poem? The speaker in the poem is a teenager and his age group is 13 to 19. Second question. What decisions does the speaker have to take? The speaker has to take the decisions of his life. He has to choose the right way of his life and become a successful person. Question number 3. What does each new day fetch? What does each new day fetch? In the very first line of the first stanza, we can see that each new day fetch new beginnings. Each new day fetch new beginnings. Question number 4. How should one react to temptation? How should one react to temptation? Can see the poet has addressed the answer of this question in the 4th stanza. How should one react to temptation? One should say no to temptation. Or another answer, one should avoid temptation. Next question. What effect does the speaker wish to see in himself at the end of his teens? The speaker wishes to see the change in himself at the end of his teens. He wishes to see that life he lived its very best in achieving good things and doing great deeds. He wants to see that he became a successful person at the end of his teens. Next question. In what condition does the poet wish to maintain his body? In what condition does the poet wish to maintain his body? The poet wishes to maintain his body strong and fit. He wants his body to be clean physically as well as internally. He wants his body and soul to be away from any tempting things. Next question. Whose company does the poet wish for in the walk of life? The poet wishes for the company of God in the walk of life. We will proceed on page number 5. Question number 6. Prepare a set of 10 questions. Question number 6. Prepare a set of 10 questions to interview any successful teenager. This is the question. A format is given on page number 5. How to prepare a set of 10 questions. How to prepare a standard formula for interview. First, you have to write name of the interviewee. Name of the interviewee. It means the name of a successful person or a teenager whom you are going to interview. You have to write the name of the interviewee. Second step, name of the interviewer. Under this point, you have to write the imaginary name of yourself or any interviewer. A person who is going to take the interview, you have to write his name under this point. Third topic. The interviewee person is successful in sport, business, music or art. You must know the topic of the interview from the interviewee. Venue, you have to write the place where the interview is conducted. You can write imaginary name of any hall, auditorium hall or any place. Then date, time, duration, and then you have to start your questions. 10 questions for interview. Now friends, let's see what type of questions can you ask or write in your answer book. You have to ask few questions starting with WH question, few questions of yes/no questions, verbal questions, and ask him the questions related to his topic only. For example, we are taking the interview of a sport person who is a successful sport person. Ask him few questions such as, who is your coach? How do you feel now? Whom do you give the success of your credit? The credit of your success. Then ask him, what challenges do you have to face during the game? In this way, you ask questions to the interviewee, frame questions which are grammatically correct